Welcome to today's practice. Today we are going to be focusing on using our body in small, gentle movements to help during our monthly moon cycle. For this practice, you might want to have extra props to help support you in a very gentle manner. And if you don't have yoga specific props, there's lots of things available at your house that you can use to aid and support you. So the things that I have today are blocks, but you can also use books. You can use anything that will support weight. We usually use this to help aid and support and lift and putting our body weight on it to make things a little bit longer or to support major bone conjunctions. And then the other thing that we have today is a small bolster. Now, for this particular thing, you can use a throw pillow, you can use anything that's small, maybe a very small blanket rolled up. Again, just adding comfort and support. And the other bolster that we're going to be using is a little bit longer, a little bit rounder. Again, a rolled up blanket lengthwise is a really handy tool to have. Otherwise, if you have an extra rolled up yoga mat, a rolled up pillow, there's lots of things that you can use to get this shape. You don't need to go out and spend unnecessary money just to get extra props. However, if you're using props all the time, it might be worthwhile investment. We'll have our yoga mat, and then today I've put a blanket on top of my yoga mat just to add extra comfort, extra support. Sometimes, again, when we're in our monthly moon cycle, things feel a little bit heavier, they feel a little more sensitive, and so adding that extra cushioning, extra support could feel really nice. You can also do a lot of this practice in bed. And if you're anything like myself, again, when I'm on that monthly cycle, feeling loved and feeling nurtured and feeling supported and feeling cozy and comfort just helps the overall process and just reminds myself that it's okay to take days of rest and it's okay to take days that are easy. In fact, our body needs them in order to be able to replenish. And right now, our bodies are working really hard to do something else to help eliminate and to help move things through. And so the best thing that we can do for ourselves is be kind and gentle. So we will begin from a reclined position. And so again, whether on your mat or in your bed, allow yourself to find a comfortable reclined position. Now, for myself, I find that I have a tight back line of my body, so I like to keep my knees bent and the soles of my feet on the ground. However, I move my feet out wide apart, and if you're on your yoga mat, about the width of your yoga mat. And then my knees can then lean in against each other, resting so that the weight of the bones of my legs leaning against each other allows them to be supported so that all my muscles and tissues can relax. And once we land here, if it feels safe, close through your eyes. Let your body be heavy. Feel that grounding connection to either the bed or the earth, the mat underneath you. Let your body be soft. Just allow yourself to relax. And again, if it feels safe, close through your eyes and begin to draw your awareness into your own body, noticing the beautiful mechanics, the beautiful workings of what's happening within. And scanning through your physical body, notice if there is any areas of tension, of tightness, of holding or gripping that isn't really serving you. There's a certain amount of containment that we need to hold ourselves together, but then sometimes we recruit extra tension if we're feeling out of sorts or if we're feeling sensitive. Sometimes the tension in our body can increase. And so just invite the body to be soft. Common areas are through our fingers and our toes. Sometimes we grip a lot there. Sometimes we hold in our bellies. We sort of contract our bellies or have a gripping pattern there, and then that prevents our breath from being able to move all the way down into the belly, helping the diaphragm to extend down. So see if you can let your belly be soft. And then notice your shoulders. If they're crept up towards your ears, let them just gently pull down and away, and then let the shoulder blades roll down towards the earth lying flat, and the shoulders themselves down and away from the ears, so that the chest is nice and open and clear, the throat is open and clear. Notice your jaw. Notice if you've clenched your teeth. If they're clenched, let them separate and let your tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth. And as your physical body begins to unwind, relaxing, notice how you're breathing today. Notice what qualities your breath holds, whether it's smooth or rough, labored or easeful, sharp, soft, cool, warm. And notice where it flows in your body naturally. And then we'll bring our hands to our low bellies. And gently, as you breathe in through your nose, feel that breath move in and downward. Feel it move into the belly. Feel the belly expand underneath your hands. And as you exhale, feel the belly gently sink in towards the spine as you release the air back up and out through your nose. And begin to lengthen your breath here. Begin to invite it to come in slow and long. And as you exhale, let it move out slow and long as well. And begin to find a rhythm for your breath. And if it feels okay as you take that breath in and you take that big inhale in, at the top of your exhale, there's a slight pause before you exhale. Sorry, as you inhale, there's a slight pause before you exhale. And then allow that pause just to last just a moment longer. Holding that breath in your belly, just deep in the belly, helping with that grounding energy, and then exhale, release. Not too long, not too strenuous, but just noticeable. And then again, find a rhythm for your breath. Find this music in your body, this gentle rhythm, inhaling, exhaling. And once you find this rhythm, we'll gently begin to move and stir the body in time with this rhythm. So gently bring your knees back up to center, heel toe your feet in a little bit closer together so that the heels line up behind the left seat and then the right seat, respectively. Continue to breathe. We'll bring the palms of the hands down beside the hips, planting the palms into the earth. And then on your next inhale, gently reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then stretch the arms all the way up overhead as you inhale. As you exhale, let the hands come back up and then down beside the hips. Keep moving with your breath. Every inhale, stretch and reach. Every exhale, let the arms come all the way back down to rest beside the hips. Take your next big inhale, stretch and reach. And as you exhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest. Bring the hands around the shin or behind the thigh and gently give that right foot a squeeze in as you exhale. As you inhale, let the right foot lower all the way back down to the ground. Reaching the arms up overhead, give that nice big stretch. And as you exhale, bring the left knee in towards the chest. Hands around the shin or the thigh. Inhale, lift, stretch, reach, getting nice and long. Exhale, knee into chest, alternating from side to side. And moving in your own time, the next time your left knee comes into your chest, we're going to hold it there and then bring in the right knee as well, giving both knees a gentle hug in, gently rock from side to side, massaging out your low back. And then bringing the knees, the right knee in the right hand, the left knee in the left hand, we'll gently begin to move the femurs, the big leg bones, in circles inside the hips. So let the knees move in together and then move them out towards each opposite side, back up towards the belly, in towards center, down, moving outward, and in almost like egg beaters. Nice and gentle, still breathing, still staying with your breath flow. And then gently coming back to center. Take a big breath in, and then we'll move the legs in the opposite direction. One more time around. And then gently let the knees come back to center. As you exhale, lower each foot down to the ground. We're going to bring the arms nice and wide, and then heel toe the feet out towards the edges of your mat again. And then as you exhale, let the knees flow down to one side and then windshield wiper over to the other side. Gently twisting from one side to the other. And then coming back to center with the knees. We'll gently press in and roll onto a side body of your choice. It doesn't matter right now, left or right. Allow yourself to roll right onto the body. Let an arm or a prop support your neck. Take a breath through here. And then using the hand that's on top, press it into the floor near your heart for support. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Pressing up, roll through the spine, gently coming all the way up to seated. Now, we want to find a comfortable seat wherever we are. And so sometimes, again, if you have some tightness through the back line of your body, when you sit like this and cross-legged, your low back could potentially round out. So it might be really hard to find that seated upright position. So for me personally, that's where I like to take a small pillow and just put it underneath where my seat is going to be, just to help lift my hips up so my pelvis can find that upright position. My low back isn't rounded. And then when my pelvis is upright, I can find a nice tall length in the spine. And what this does is it creates space. It helps things move downward without that compression of my lungs and everything like that moving down. We can create space in the body to breathe, helping that downward moving flow. So the legs can be in whatever position is comfortable. So with the legs crossed, we call this Sukhasana, or easeful seat. However, not everyone has this mobility in the legs. And so sometimes one leg is out, sometimes having support under the backs of the legs, if they can't quite come all the way down to the ground, just offers that extra support, that extra stability. And that's what we want right now, to feel loved and supported. So find whatever seat works for you that again allows that spine to be in that upright neutral position. We'll take a moment again to close through the eyes, feel what the body feels like in this position as opposed to our reclined lying down position. Come back to that breath. If you've lost the flow, feel that nice deep breath in through the nose. And then exhaling out the nose. Take a couple breaths here, coming back to that flow, to that pattern. And then gently bring the hands together at the heart center and allowing the thumbs to rest near the heart or on the breastbone. Allow yourself to draw that awareness into your heart and see if there's an intention that you would like to set for your practice today. And allow it to be a thought or a feeling of loving kindness. So whatever seed you would like to plant for yourself today, whether it is I am patient, I am calm, I am loved, whatever it is, allow it to be gentle and soft and forgiving, knowing that your body is doing the things that it needs to do, and having space around that to be able to function is really important. And then whatever thought or seed or intention that your mind sets on. As you breathe in your breath, let it draw in your body. Let it move in and fill you up on the inside with the breath. As you exhale, let it move out your nose, filling out the space around you so that you are fully enveloped in your own intention. And then on your next inhale, gently open through the eyes. We're going to flow a little bit, helping to open through the sides of the body, through the torso to again help that downward moving flow and to prevent that cramping, that body tension. And so as we inhale, draw the hands out and around, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky, letting the palms come together. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. So we'll start here, just moving with breath, almost like a dance. Be less focused on what the poses look like today and notice what the poses feel like, what the motions feel like in your body. So we're going to move from this flow right into another flow. As we inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. As you exhale, let your right hand come down to the earth. Bend through your elbow, planting in and keeping the seat planted. Gently lift up and out with that left arm bending into the right side body. And as we inhale, come back up through center. Let the spine get tall. And as you exhale, left hand plants, right hand sweeps overhead. And gently flow from side to side. And then we're going to move, continue to flow, but we're going to add on to this movement. And so on your next inhale, come back up through. As you exhale, move over to the side body, and then the hand that's on top, we're going to let it sweep forward, hinging forward from the hips. Let your arms sweep out in front of you, coming over to the other side. Lift up, and then the hand that's on top now will swim forward, coming through to the other side, and lift. We're going to keep flowing side to side. Help feeling that openness through the low back, through the sides of the low back. And we'll do one more from side to side, ending on the left side. And then as you inhale, come all the way back up through center. Let the palms come together, and exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Pause, take a couple breaths here, come back to your intention. And then gently opening the eyes, coming back. We'll come back to that beautiful sun breath. Inhaling, reaching the fingertips out and around, palms together. And then exhaling, drawing the hands down through heart center. Keep moving with your breath. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms out and around. And as you exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, draw the arms out and around. And then this time, we're going to twist through the torso. So your belly, ribs, and then chest are all going to twist towards the right. And then gently let the arms float down just for support. Look over the right shoulder. And then inhale, untwist, come back up through center, get nice and tall. And then exhale, belly, ribs, chest to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale, back up through center. And we're going to keep twisting from side to side, using the exhale to turn. And the inhale to come back up through center, getting nice and tall. Keep moving. All right, now we're going to layer on to this movement. So the next time that we come up through center and we're about to the right, we'll exhale, twist belly, ribs, chest to the right, let the arms come down. We're going to bring that left hand onto the right thigh for support. Inhale, get nice and tall. We're going to take that back right arm up behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to lower the left shoulder down towards that left thigh. Inhale, come up, untwist, come through center. This time, exhale towards the left. The right hand is going to come down to the left thigh. Inhale, the left arm comes up overhead. And then exhale, the right shoulder is going to come down towards that right thigh. Inhale, come back up, untwist, get nice and tall. Exhale, right, left hand comes down to right thigh. Inhale, right arm comes up overhead, and as we exhale, left shoulder to left thigh. Inhale, come back up, untwist, get nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the right, twist to the left. Right hand comes down to the left thigh. Inhale, left hand comes up overhead, and exhale, right shoulder down to right thigh. Keep moving with your breath. We'll do a couple more. And we'll end on the left. twisting towards the left. Inhale, the left arm comes up overhead. Exhale, right shoulder down to right thigh. Inhale, come back up through center, palms together. Bring the hands down to your heart. Take a couple breaths here. Reconnect with that intention that you set for yourself. And then gently open the eyes. We're going to bring the hands down. Now, if you have the legs crossed, we're going to uncross them and then cross them the opposite way. Might feel a little bit strange. We always tend to fold the legs a certain way, whatever is dominant or most comfortable for ourselves. And so folding them the opposite way might feel a little bit strange in your own body. Bringing the hands down to the thigh support. Let's take a big inhale, get nice and tall. This time we're going to take our belly button and begin to move it around in circles. So we can start using really small circles. And then if it feels comfortable, we can begin to make those circles bigger. Moving the torso around on top of the hips. And then we're going to slow it down, coming all the way back into center. Take a big breath in, get nice and tall, and then we're going to move the circles in the opposite direction. Keep moving with your breath. And then slowly come back up to center. Take a nice big breath in. And this time, open your mouth. Let the exhale come out in a sigh. Let's do more of those. It feels really good. Great. All right. So uncrossing the legs. We'll extend the legs out in front. And at first, it might feel good just to give them a little shake. They've been in together a little while. And then it also might feel nice to bring the hands behind us, bend the knees, plant the soles of your feet onto the ground, and then just windshield wiper the legs again from here. And then coming back up to center, we'll extend the legs out front and then bend the knees, plant the soles of your feet onto the ground. And then gently, we're going to let the legs open apart and let the soles of the feet come together. Now, in lots of different yoga, there's lots of ways to do this. And sometimes we get really focused on bringing the heels really close to the pelvis. Now, a couple things can happen when we do this is that our low back starts to round and our knees can lift up. And when this happens, we stop losing that comfort, that ease in the pose. And so today, what I'm going to invite you to do is slide the feet forward until you can find that upright position and until your knees feel relaxed out to the sides as opposed to all scrunched up. Again, this whole practice is about being gentle and easeful in the body. And wherever you find that that place is with the soles of your feet, we're going to inhale, get nice and tall. And as we exhale, planting the hands, gently hinge forward from your waist, keeping your spine nice and long. Walk the hands out and breathe. So we're not rounding through the back, we're not hanging our head yet. This movement is just coming from us hinging forward from the waist. Take a big breath in, open mouth, exhale. Big breath in, open mouth, exhale. And when we've hung out here for a moment or two, a breath or two, then on your next exhale, you can let your spine round. You can let your head hang. Gently bring the head down towards the chest. And just feel that gentle downward pulling of gravity helping to move the energy in the body. We're going to take 2 more deep, full breaths here. And then bringing the palms of the hands back to the floor, tuck your chin in towards your chest. And as you inhale, walk the palms of the hands back in towards your body, gently pressing up, coming all the way back up. We're going to take the hands, bring them to the outsides of your thighs, gently help your knees come back up together. And again, we'll bring hands behind us for support, bring the feet nice and wide, and gently windshield wiper the legs from side to side. All right, we're going to move from a seated position onto our hands and knees. So again, this is where I like to have a blanket under me for support. And so take a moment to find a hands and knees position that is comfortable for you. So let your palms be spread nice and wide. I find that having the bones support me and easing off some of the pressure in the body really helps me to feel relaxed. So I stack my wrists under my elbows and elbows under my shoulders, knees under my hips. However, some people have some tenderness through the wrists, and this stacking can be a little bit uncomfortable. So we can move the hands ahead of the shoulders and it decreases that pressure. We can also roll up our blanket to add a little more cushioning under the hands. We can do lots of different things. But once we get settled, we're going to take our breaths here. And again, find that long spine, find that neutral spine. So feel the crown of head move away from your tail. And then take a big breath in, feel that length. And then as you exhale, curl your tail under, let it point towards the backs of your knees, press into your palms and lift your spine up towards the ceiling. Let your head hang in between your arms to look at your thighs. And then as you inhale, lift your tail up. Let your belly fill as it moves towards the earth. Let your spine sink in towards the floor and then lift your chest and chin forward. Exhale, tail tucks, spine lifts, head hangs. Inhale, tail lifts, belly fills, heart moves forward. Keep flowing a few times with your breath, nice and gentle. And then on your next exhale, we're going to tuck the tail, lift the spine, and then gently begin to sink your hips back towards your heels. Let your torso come forward. Now, with the sensitivity in the belly, we can bring the knees wider apart so that the belly can sink in between the thighs. And then we'll bring the hands stacking, the hands on top of each other. Let your forehead rest on the backs of your hands. Take a couple breaths here. Take one more full breath. And then we'll reach the hands forward. Inhale, bring the hips back forward, coming into that table position again. And then from here, we're going to find balance in between all four limbs. Take a big inhale in, get the crown away from your tail, and as you exhale, press the right hip out towards the right side, and then gently look over the right shoulder down at the right hip. Inhale, come back through center, and then exhale, press the left hip out, look over the left shoulder down at the left hip. Inhale back through center. Exhale, right shoulder, right hip. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder, left hip. And keep flowing from side to side. One more time from side to side, ending on the left. And then inhale, come back up through center. This time, what we'll be doing is resting the weight into the left palm. As we inhale, we're going to lift the right arm, leading with the right elbow, twisting the heart open towards the right side. And then as you exhale, take that right arm, reach underneath the left, and just touch the floor on the right, touch the floor on the left, lowering the right shoulder slightly. Inhale, draw that right elbow up. Exhale, threading it through, touching the floor on the left side. Keep flowing, gently twisting through the torso. And then the next time you come through, as you inhale, lift the right elbow. Exhale, place the palm on the floor. Take a big breath in here. Exhale out. And we'll do the opposite side. This time, leading with the left elbow, lifting left elbow up. As you inhale, exhale, thread the left hand under the right, touching the floor on the right hand side. Doing some gentle twisting. Doing one more on this side at your own pace. And then as you inhale, draw your left elbow up. Exhale, place the left hand back on the floor. We'll move the knees wide again. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Let the torso fold forward. Coming down to rest in child's pose. Keep breathing. And then very gently slide the palms of your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Round your spine and lift your torso slightly. From here, we're going to shift the hips forward a little bit. Curl your toes under. And then just gently, we're going to have that block nearby. Gently press back onto your heels and onto the balls of your feet. So we are in this low squat, this low malasana. If the heels are lifted, that's okay. That's fine if it feels okay in your body. If you want, you can move the feet a little bit wider apart, turn the toes outward, let the heels come in. Sometimes that helps lower the heels. And we can either keep the hands on the floor, we can bring the hands to heart, or if we want a little bit more support, taking that block that we have, lifting the hips a little bit to place the block underneath our seat. And that takes a lot of the pressure off the legs, but still gives us that nice downward energy, helping again to release and just gently let things flow, finding some ease in the body. And when you're here, just breathe. Take 2 more deep, full breaths. And then we'll bring the hands down to the floor if they're lifted. Gently lift the hips, take that block out, and we're going to come back down to the knees first, and then gently let your legs swing out and around so we're back into seated. Now we're moving into a couple of more supportive, restorative poses. So we want to grab that big purple bolster if we have it, that nice, that nice round supported blanket, and then bringing yourself so that you're facing the horizontal long side of your mat, or if you're in bed, just facing the long side. Then taking the bolster or blanket or whatever you have, bring it down on your right hip side. Now, this might feel nice also to have another smaller pillow nearby. And what we're going to do is take your knees, we're going to bend them, turning the feet out towards your left side. And then letting the knees bend, we might find we have some pressure on the inside of the foot, and that's where that extra pillow comes in. So we don't have bone pressing on bone. That doesn't feel very nice. So if that feels uncomfortable, allow yourself to have a pillow in between there. And then resting on the right hip, we're going to place a hand on either side of that rolled up blanket, that bolster that we have, and then take a nice big breath in. Inhale, get long. And then as you exhale, let your chest come down. Turn your head to face the same direction as your knees. And then very gently bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Pressing in with the palms, tuck your chin in toward your chest. Gently roll your spine, coming all the way back up. Let the legs move back forward. Take a couple breaths here just to let everything realign. And then just simply pick up that rolled up blanket or bolster, bring it to the left hip. And then moving the feet out this time towards the right side. Again, if we want that pillow to tuck between the bones, then we can. Leaning into the left hip, we'll place one hand on each side of that rolled up blanket or bolster. Inhale, get long, and as you exhale, let your torso fold into the bolster, turning your head to face the same direction as your knees, gently coming down. Again, if that arm behind you feels better, we can pick it up and lie it back down beside the hips. And then bringing both hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the chin in towards the chest, press in, round the spine, gently roll back up. Again, we can move the legs out front, and then from here, we're going to move into integration or a resting pose. And there's a couple of things that we can do. Shavasana, that corpse pose, lying straight out on your back, is always a nice option. However, the pose I'm going to offer today offers a little bit more working with the gravity, working more with that downward energy. And so, again, if you have blocks, we can use those. If you have books or props or extra pillows, they can work too. There's lots and lots of options. And so, if you have blocks, putting one taller side and then one lower side for support, taking that rolled up blanket or bolster that you have and bringing it on top, we want it to be able to reach the ground. And so moving this one a little bit closer. And then again, having extra pillows just in case we need it. So turning, we want to line the back of our sacrum, that bony triangle at the base of your pelvis. We want to make sure that that's pressed right against the bolster. And then again, having those pillows nearby, we can bring the hands behind us and gently lower ourselves down. And so this feels really great. It's a good heart opener. It helps to, again, that downward angle helps things gently move downward. And then from here, again, a nice variation would be to plant the soles of the feet onto the ground and then gently let the knees move apart, letting the soles of the feet press together. Again, I like to have the support of pillows underneath my legs. It just takes off the intensity. And to just breathe. As you lie here, let yourself come back to exactly where we started. Let yourself check in with your physical body, seeing where you can relax, see where you can let go of any tension or holding or gripping. Allow yourself to come back into your breath. Let go of any breath that we shaped for practice and let your body breathe naturally. And notice how you feel. And then allow your awareness to come back into that heart center, into that seed of intention, that intention that you set for yourself, that intention of loving kindness. And for the next few natural breaths, just let yourself breathe with that intention in your heart. Now you can choose to stay in this position as long as you want, as long as it feels comfortable, as long as it's serving you. When you feel ready to come out, gently bring the hands to the backs of your legs, helping the knees come back up together. And then gently bring one hand behind you and then the other. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Use the strength of your arm to gently roll back up. Take a moment or two just to breathe, just to let your body regulate and to realign. And maybe take one nice big inhale in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Namaste.